TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Well, welcome to TGR News.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome to the new format where now it's just the news. This video is just the news. And this week is we did a video of Beersheba, where the home of Abraham. It was a really good video, so don't miss checking that out. And also after that, we'll have the 360-degree video come out with the Beersheba, where the real immersive experience you can have by looking through the place with 360 degrees.
Oh, I do that. It's amazing. I'm walking all over, turning around, going up, going down, going to the right, to the left. It's just the technology. It just amazes me.
Yeah, it's great. It's really amazing stuff. I figured I didn't see too many people out there doing that for channels to show people the country of Israel. That's why I thought it would be a good idea to do it.
Oh, it's a great idea.
Also, as you see, we got Mama with us.
Yes. Hi. Shabbat Shalom.
And the daddy's busy with some stuff for the ministry and stuff. But his burden of responsibilities is our blessing, because we always like it when Mama's with us.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Well, you know it's true. We always get tons of comments when you're on the show.
I'm the comedian of the act. Huh?
Well, I don't know about that. We just like you. I can understand why. I
think you're prejudiced.
Oh, no, I can't. It's not possible. We'll just get into it. This week, the police were not even then gave up, wouldn't even try to control all the gatherings and celebrations of Purim this week. So they just let it go, even though there were supposed to be restrictions when not allowed the people to gather and everything else.
Yeah, well, I knew the Hasidic wouldn't go with the restrictions. They go with few of the restrictions, but Purim is such a big deal, for them.
Yeah.
The celebration to be delivered and.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a big celebration, and they didn't even try to stop it, which is good, I guess, because it's an important holiday.
Yes.
They decided this past week that the kids are going to learn an extra month during the summer holidays to try to catch up on their schools, which is good.
Oh yeah, it is very good.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah.
They really need to, because it's been hard on the kids.
Yeah, it really has.
And I think it's just the little elementary and then the 11th and 12th grade, but aren't they supposed to open up like the junior high age group next week? Yeah,
they're supposed to this Sunday. Well, this Sunday, by the way, there was this week that were just passed was supposed to be lifted a whole bunch of restrictions, but it was postponed. And so supposedly starting Sunday, where finally even restaurants are open, all those kids go, all the middle school kids go back to school and everything else. So
that's going to be good.
Yeah.
The businesses really need it. I noticed we had to buy a couple of things for the kids because, unfortunately, kids outgrow their clothes.
Yeah.
And the stores that were open, they had everything like high price just so they could, make something.
I'm surprised even a lot of the businesses are able to open back up after being closed for almost an entire year.
Oh, you go out down any shopping area, like outside shopping areas, or you go in the malls and you see all these stores that are not closed because of Corona, but closed completely down. They're not coming back because of Corona.
Well, unless you're a huge conglomeration, I don't think too many people, like the small business owners, they could afford having to still pay rent, Arnona sales, property taxes, and having to keep paying all those stuff without no money coming in just to keep their businesses open. I mean,
I know. I always thought it would be good for the government to say, okay, I've closed the store so nobody can force you to pay rent because you're closed down because of me. To give the store owners some kind of leeway.
Yeah, that's a good idea. They could have done that, but and there was talk about that. But then there's the other side. The guy who owns the property, if they don't, he's not, the government doesn't own all the property, right?
I know that.
So, and then if they do that, then the guy who owns the property goes into poverty and can't eat, and who do you cater to?
How do you balance it out?
Yeah, exactly. So it's
well, at least they could, because the government is taxes. They could at least cut the property taxes down.
Yeah, they could
for the store owners.
They could do more of that. Yeah.
So, well, past is past. At least we're getting back to things being open.
Yeah, absolutely. This week, this coming Sunday, they're finally opening up the airport for Israelis only, because Israelis have been stuck abroad. They haven't been able to come home. But it's only up to 3,000 people a day are going to be able to fly
Yeah,
back
I saw
home.
that on the news. Yeah,
So
at least that's some good.
At least
good.
something, yeah. At least
Yeah.
at least some of people can start coming home.
Can you imagine being stuck for months and months somewheres? You know, you don't have a job. You know,
Yeah.
so
Well, this week also we had a couple things happen. I think last week happened. We talked about the crude oil on 170 kilometers of the 195 kilometers of the coastline of Israel.
yes.
And at the same time, there was a container ship in the Persian Gulf, an Israeli owned, that was shot with a small missile. Not enough to sink the boat or make huge damage, but it was
an
shot.
act.
Yep. And it come to pass that now we know it was Iran who did both attacks, and it's like their new tactic now, where they're just going to do these small attacks. They think if they do it this way, they don't start a war or something, right?
And the international community don't get on their cases. Sort of like the Hamas in Gaza that sends their rockets every so often.
Yeah, it's so that's just the new way of doing it now. Just try to here and there little things, right? But this thing with the dumping of the crude oil all over our coastline, my goodness, it's horrible.
Oh yeah, and all of the mammals and the sea life that it's
Everything,
you know,
yeah.
it's killing.
Yeah, it was definitely the largest ecological damage Israel's ever experienced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah, well, we know it's coming up a little more than 2 weeks. 2 weeks and a few days, we have our fourth election.
Yes.
It's a sport now here in Israel. I think it's the elections. It's not anything, you know. But so you got all the politicians always out talking about what they're going to do, what they're
Yeah.
not going to do, and
And you're getting all the phone calls with all
oh yeah,
the rhetoric and the
all the spam and all the
commercials.
spam messages and everything. Naftali Bennett on an interview at the Night News, he basically stated, you know, he's not a politician, and so but he would make a great prime minister, and in general, what his plans are, he said, is and change-wise to change is he'll lower the taxes, which sounds good, sounds great, but I don't believe anyone could lower taxes right now. Because all the money the government had to put out when all this financial aid they've been putting it on everyone,
It all comes from taxes.
Bibi's already stated. So you know he's open book. That's one thing I like about Bibi.
Yeah.
He already stated that not this year 2021, but next year 2022, their taxes will go up, and because of everything the government had to put out, the government needs government needs money
Yeah.
to work, right?
Exactly.
The military costs money, roads cost money, everything costs money. So they're gonna up. He's already said he's gonna up the taxes in 2022, just because they have to. And so Naftali Bennett saying he's going to lower the taxes don't make sense to me. It just sounds like an empty promise because
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't.
Well-
How can you lower taxes when the government needs the money?
Yeah.
Has put
Well,
out money
that's
this
a
year.
politician for you that's not a politician, right?
Yeah.
They're going to say anything to get elected, but then when it comes time, they go, uh-oh, I see now I can't. That was just pure talk,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I'll give it something interesting. This is not really new, but it's not new as in the last couple months, but it's fairly new as in it's only been going on for about 2 or 3 years now. The IDF has a new war going on, and I think it's from what I know, I don't think there's too many militaries in westernized world who do this, and I think it's great. On our Egyptian border, we have a problem with drug smugglers.
Yes,
And so the IDF is fighting the drug war, not the police, the IDF, and they are very successful.
Yeah.
They really are. Just this past year,
They're treating them probably like they have to treat a terrorist. That
Yeah.
way they can get it.
this past year they've stopped 4 billion shekels worth of product already crossing the border. So that's
that's
just great.
good.
I hope they stop it all.
no.
I think if police all over the world's always fighting the drug war.
Yeah.
But when you get the IDF involved, I think they'll do a little bit better.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm all for that. Well, I'll tell you something big that's happening. We'll end with this because this is an important note. is a new law has started to pass. Has to go through certain stages. And the first step that's passed, where it's this new reform law of converting to Judaism.
Yeah.
Now that's a big deal here in Israel. It's not like anywhere else. Like if I tell you there's a new law if the country decides in America is a new law you can even more easy become a Christian. I mean, it's not a big deal what the laws say, because we're talking only about religion, and religion is religion, right?
Yeah.
But in Israel, it's a big deal, because up until now, the only way anyone could convert to being a Jew was through the Hasidic Orthodox here in Israel. Not even the Hasidic Orthodox in New York or anywhere else. Here in Israel, and the reason that's important. Now this is good and bad in all of this, but I'm just going to talk about the one thing that could be bad about it is if you give this new reform law would give like rabbis in New York and rabbis in Australia and all over the world the power to call someone a Jew, to legally say he is a Jew. And the reason that's problematic is this country, we're always fighting terrorism. We're always having enemies all over the world who want to destroy Israel. And when you make someone a Jew, that automatically makes them eligible for citizenship. If someone in Australia decides to become some rabbi decides to get someone become a Jew in Australia, he's basically just given him the Israeli passport, because of the right of return law and everything else here in Israel. Anyone who is a Jew is the right to be a citizen. So that same guy can get on a plane, fly here, boom, he's a citizen.
Yeah.
And that's problematic, because you don't have that in any other religion in any other country.
No.
So it sounds good on paper, but
actually, Israel is sort of a religious country.
Well, it is. This country fall 100%. In America, they separated church and state,
but not here.
Here, it's church and state is one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why, because whoever is a Jew is a citizen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like you said, it's got bad points and it's got good points.
Yeah.
Because I know it's mostly they're looking at the Reformed Jewish community that does also.
Yeah.
It's been fighting to be able to do that.
Yeah. So it's good and bad. Well, there's a lot of good points to it. The good points is it would be the first step in opening up the doors to allowing Christians maybe coming here and stuff, because as we know, when you become a Christian, you are drafted in to the olive.
To the olive.
Yeah, absolutely. There are some good points, but the security side of it, I think, overweighs everything else.
Yeah.
Because it could be really bad.
I don't know if it'll pass, because the Orthodox and the Hasidics have got such a strong pull in the Knesset and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
we got anything else to add?
I don't think so. We've had some rain this week.
We have rain, and it's always a blessing in Israel.
Yeah. So, we have a little bit of cold, so it's not always, it hadn't always been cold and rainy. We've had some spring-like days, so so it's nice to have it cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, well, don't forget to check out our videos, and also, because we're putting out 3 different videos a week, if you go into the channel and you see a video, that's not the only video that week. You have to go into the channel and look at the videos lists and the playlists, and be able to find the video you want. It's really easy to do. You just have to understand that it's not just the one that's posted on the latest posted one is the only one of this week.
Also, did you mention in your other video the little vial of dirt?
Yeah. You'll see in the video coming out, we have a new thing where anyone can win this, like Abraham's well, where he dug his well, the actual land, the actual spot, the dirt, the ground where he dug his well. I put into a nice little tempered glass vial with stainless steel cap and loop, so that you can put it on a necklace or anything. And you'll see, when you see the video, you'll understand. You'll see. Okay, well, thank you for joining us, and don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com.
Shabbat Shalom.
Bye-bye.
Bye.